harassment, expansion, big attack, expansion. There was always a flexible nature to it. If he brings that here again, I think he's a nightmare to play against in this matchup. In the top right, he is coming into this with a 1-0 advantage as he came from the upper bracket. It is Haas. Not dropping a single series so far in this tournament.
Not too many maps either. And in the bottom left here, going for the 1-gate expand to start things off with on 2000 atmosphere, the reigning champ from Good Game Gaming. This is Knots.
So Nice is just going to be going for that low ground gate this time around, which makes me think he wants to do a 1-gate expand. Nice has shown early scout into 1-gate expand is one of his favorite things to do. Sees 2 gates, sees the probe, does pull back for a moment, decides to continue on in. And indeed, no second gateway yet. He's going for a Nexus. Ooh, and Haas, dude, Haas is not scouting. Haas is going to hide a second pylon. And I don't think it's even for a proxy. I think it's just to hide, which means he's going to have very delayed scouting of what Nice is up to with that quick expand. So this is a really good way to adjust, because yesterday Haas was doing a late scout very regularly in their games, and Nice is going to start up by saying, no worries, I'll get my 1-gate expand up. You're not going to be able to throw a super quick proxy void rate because you're not going to even have the information to react with.
Yeah, so it feels like probably a build order edge to Nice then, right? Just getting away with a Nexus, not having to deal with that whole pylon block, potentially a cybernetics core block where you have to force out a zealot, like that whole shenaniganry of the 1-gate expand.
Or a proxy void ray or something like that. You know, Haas is likely to just put a void ray Stargate outside your base if he sees this, and he only scouts it now. And look at that, Nice is going to block his expansion. I'm pretty sure he's going to throw a pylon down there in the next 20 seconds. Check this out. And does he go for it? Maybe not yet. Goes Stargate at home. Okay, so Nice is prioritizing his own safety first of all. He's not going to go for the greedy block there. Does he hide this probe and come back in for a scout? I'm not sure. He's got an adept already across the map, actually, which is a fantastic scout.
Yeah. Dev's going to mess with the flow of the early game of Haas here. He's got their Stalkers just sort of looking around the front doorstep, the front yard of his natural. And Depth Shade is going to... Oh, it looks like it might finish here. Yeah, she's going to get some
check if there's a Nexus. It's really important for Nice to know if he should be probing or not right now. Seeing no Nexus, he does not build probes, puts down more batteries. His Stargate's almost finished. The Adept does go down. Nice. Yeah, I mean, sorry, Haas still can expand behind this, but Twilight Council finishing up. What's it going to be, Haas? 3-gate blink on 1 base. Wow.
All right. Oh, I mean, that's pretty aggressive. We'll see if he can crack the natural, though. I really feel like this is a tough call on the 3-gate working, though, because, you know, Nice getting the faster expansion means he's got the ability to push out with his structures and his pylons the static defense a little bit easier.
You know, I would like to see a sentry really early from Haas, actually, with this build, because I feel like if you can get in the main and bypass the static, it's, like, really sick. So a Forge is coming down. Nice is going to build cannons to reinforce this. He's like, oh, okay, nothing's happening yet. A 4th gate goes up on the front. It's a great choice by Haas, because he has no way of spotting the high ground unless he makes a sentry. As I said, that's the worry. Because cannons get up, dude. Cannons are so powerful. On the other hand, Void Rays, you might think they're really good versus Stalkers. They are, but with only 1 gate, and that gateway could get sniped. What else is there? It's just Void Rays. Void Rays on their own against Blink Stalkers. Like, the Blink Stalkers, as they grow in numbers, they can volley them down and actually do very well versus Void Rays.
Yep, so 1 base all in here from Haas. Just pure aggression. Set probes through the middle of the map, but the shield battery advancing from Haas is going to be the strategy here to try and get those Stalkers as juiced up as possible on that front line. It is static offense versus static defense with Void Rays in the sky here for Nice, which are a large advantage against the Stalkers. But as Big mentioned, you get enough Stalkers, you can sometimes one-shot them, and that's the dream scenario for Haas here.
Look at Nice Stalker trap between the gateway and the shield battery there. he's like, I'm a photon cannon.
Yeah,
I'm a photon cannon.
Let me at him. I want to get him.
Oh, whoa. What was that?
Don't do that,
Haas.
And he also shot the gateway there.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a weird volley. I think he intended to get a Void Ray, but maybe misclicked a little bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a sentry, so he could get force fielded if he blinks into the choke point with those Stalkers. He's got to be careful. But Haas already gets the gateway. Oh!
Nice pick on the Void Ray. Very good shot there from Haas.
It's 2 cannons up, 3rd one building. And nice, his units are valuable. A Stalker goes down. Look at that. All he takes is a little bit of damage on his Stalkers. I love these moves from Haas. And as I said, make a sentry. Dude, he's only got cannons. Like, what can he do? If you blink in the main, it's game over. All he can do is pull probes, but then you can blink back down the ledge. Oh, he does have one cannon and battery there. And the hallucination does come in, but he can avoid that cannon for a moment. Yeah, he can get behind the mineral line a little bit. Doesn't want to get cornered in here, of course. Wants to kind of jump on the Void Rays. He's just going to go for it.
Oh my god, Haas. Going straight for the Void Rays. Overcharged shield barrier comes down, but it does not have enough healing to just outdo all the one-shot damage here for the Stalkers.
Gosh, that is insane. And that's just going to be it, man. We see the fragility of Void Rays once those Stalkers get to those high numbers, and it's such a delayed all-in, but the one-base blink for Haas here gonna be enough to take out Nice. One gate expand, and this, hey, I'm gonna bait you into all-inning with my greed that Nice is trying out yesterday and today. It is getting shut down.
Nicely played by Haas. He's got himself a little bit of a grin when he wins lately as well, which I love. Just, the old king of Yesti is pleased with himself. He's like, that's right, Nice. I'm still here. I'm not a free win.
Yeah, man. He's it's been working out for him really well. I think there's this confidence. I don't know if it's something to do with him kind of saying, oh, you know, PvP is all just about luck. I just hope I'm lucky, really. But it seems like he's very unencumbered. Like, he doesn't seem worried when he's playing. He's confidently reacting to things. This is one of the slower all-ins, but it kind of makes sense considering, you know, he scouted it late, and he's like, well, you know what? I'm a god of blink control. And early blink, like, Haas is so good at actually picking off units. We hear people say he actually has some of the best early game adept control in the world. Well, his small to medium blink stalker fight control is so good. His focus fire is, like, really on point.
Yeah, he had that one snafu where he accidentally shot the gateway, but like since then he really locked on to the units and made the correct calls. Like it's a very good skill to have, and it's an insane skill to have actually in to be able to dedicate the blink forward and know that it's going to work and make the right decision in that regard. Like there's a lot of YOLO blinkers out there. It's not a skill to just aggressively blink on people. It is a skill to aggressively blink on people well, which Haas absolutely has.
Yeah, it's always bam, all the stalker shots go off and then he just disengages and gets out of the trouble zone. It's so fluid, it's so quick. I'm not even sure how people do that stuff. I mean, you know, we do live in the Homus server down here in Australia, so I don't even know if we're capable of doing such things, but it's beautiful to watch the way he micros that.
It is a little bit tougher when you get on 150, 200 MS ping, but you know, kudos to him, of course. Extremely good control. Great start to the series. We're going to take a short break. And let's get into game number 2, or technically 3 by the scoreboard, straight off the break. We'll see you then. G'day, mates! Welcome back to the DreamHack Masters main event here for the Taiwan region. We're in the grand final of the Taiwan region, actually. We're actually nearly done with the broadcast pick, I've just realized. It's just come crashing down upon me like a ton of bricks.
I do hope we get more games. It's not just like a 4-0 or something like that, because as much as I did not enjoy staying up till 3 a.m. on my first day of the broadcast a few days ago for that absolute travesty, I do love this matchup, and I want to see more of it. I don't think one game going Haas way is necessarily a predictor. We often see these sort of crushing, one guy cheeses and kills the other guy, they swap roles in this sort of scenario a lot. I think it's kind of weird, though, because over the games against Bar Always, the games against Haas, Nice defense has not been as solid, and I don't know if it's because he's not defending as well, or is it because the other guys are just getting better at killing the one gate expand.
Yeah, maybe the other guy's just really good at offending. Well, in the bottom right here, this is the guy that I was talking about, actually. Currently teamless, which is just bonkers to me. This is Haas.
I don't know, why is there not like an anime site or something?
Yeah, to get the waifu tag.
Yeah. Well, hoping that he doesn't have to call his opponent senpai at the end of this game. In the top left, representing GGG, it's Nice.
Nice, Kun. Fucker.
He's doing the early scout again. Is Nice. So I think he's just played real safe this time around. I would expect him to move down and take a second gateway in a moment. I would expect both players to do that. However, Haas is a few seconds earlier as he sends his probe out to scout. Just tags that probe on the way past.
We got a little bit of a love tap. Yeah, the StarCraft's all about making friends. That's why the probes usually kiss in the middle of the map, or, at least tease each other, like teasing each other as they do loop-de-loos around each other's bases. Playing chasey.
Chasey. Yep, always a good fun. Make sure they don't harass your mineral line and disrupt your mining. Cybercore goes down for both players. And so far, doesn't really look like there's any hiding proxies. None of that just yet in this game.
Yeah, no cannon rushes, no proxy gateways. Obviously, the last time they faced each other in the semis, there was a proxy shield battery void ray thing from Haas on 2,000 atmospheres, I think it was.
Maybe Oxide?
Might have been Oxide. Oh yeah, it was Oxide. He had that destructible rocks.
The shield battery healing below the rocks, wasn't it? It was healing over the rocks of the units. That was beautiful. All right, so the deviation comes in now. Stalker Sentry for Nice. So he's going defensive expand, using hallucination to scout. Haas opening up with 2 adepts. So he's going to get across the map, get 100% scouting, and also potential damage with those. Wouldn't be surprised if Haas opts for adepts number 3 and 4. And he's actually going back in to sacrifice the probe. No, he does leave.
Okay.
And he sees a sentry. That's actually pretty damn good. Ooh, good block for Nice. I like this in this scenario, especially against the Adepts. Adepts really suck at clearing up pylons. He's going to go after that probe. And does he just go back and clear this up? Yes, he does. And it's the quick robo. Ah, okay. This build's been getting popular from Haas. Stargate, of course, for Nice, which usually is the better tech. But if you don't realize that there's a prism out really early, it can unload Adepts in the edge of your main base. There's so much dark space. And that can just ruin your day. Not to mention, I mean, if Haas was really wild, he could even drop a 3rd gateway here and just be like, oh, I'm actually one base all-inning after the adept pressure as well.
Yeah. Yeah, on paper, the Stargate is better than on the Robo as far as tech's concerned, but there's always the chance that the Stargate unit is like maybe an Oracle on the other side of the map, and then the whatever comes out of the Robo, if it is aggressive, it is a Prism, which usually it is. It's in your main during the, while you're in the middle of making that Void Ray or whatever you got coming out next, and it really does come down to execution as well, not just the tech. So
Nice does have the quicker expand right now, so that's kind of nice. But he's also having to build a lot of safety precautions with the shield batteries. And I really love Haas's worker count. Even though his Nexus is later, he's up 4 workers. And you can't really get probes onto this low ground. And even building probes is dangerous, because there's going to be 6 Adepts over there in a moment. There's also a pylon, which means Adepts number 7 and 8. I have a funny feeling they're going to be warping in a moment. So that's a ton of Adepts to deal with for just 3 or 4 Stalkers.
Yeah, you are not wrong. The Adepts starting to shade and have their presence felt here in the natural of Nice. As he scrambles up his defenses, goes for the stronger structure to wall in here, not just dropping a shield battery or a pylon, but going for the higher hit point structure, respecting the fact that the Adepts can burn down one of those smaller structures, as I mentioned.
Haas spots the Oracle as it flies over his pylon, warps in a Stalker and a Sentry at home in his main base. That is very well defended. All of his probes are stacked up there, and he's got a Warp Prism coming out now. Void Ray for defense coming out for Nice, who's trailing by 5 probes right now, and definitely is going to go back into the probe production, but definitely an awkward situation. I always feel like if you can't find damage with the Oracle, it's awkward in this scenario as Nice. Like, you're like, dude, he's going to probe his natural up real early as he warps in more Stalkers to defend that. I just can't get my probes down to my natural without losing a ton of them.
The Oracle even floating above the Adept's head saying, yes, I see you. The Adepts, if they shade into that natural, it'd be not great for the Adepts. Still, there's Stalkers waiting there on the ramp. The Oracle is even here, which is not too bad DPS against those Adepts. Nothing the Adepts can do about that. One gets taken down.
Does he go for it? No, he cancels it. I like the patience from Haas to just say, no, it's all good. We've done what we're going to do with this. The Adepts can hang around and scout. I'm just going to go Blink, Forge, and go into a macro game. I've got a 4-probe advantage. I've built up some of my own Stalkers and Sentries behind this. Does have to be wary about throwing the Adepts away, of course, but there's no real mobility to deal with them. And even just forcing these gateways. Every gateway, you are losing 37 minerals. Like, that is not cheap.
Yeah, it all stacks up in the end. I got that Prism on the left side here for Haas, which is, dormant at the moment. Not really doing anything with it at the moment. Ooh. All right, he shades, commits, wants the sentries, does get the sentries.
Oh,
they go for probes as well.
Just going to recall.
I actually like that from Haas. That was a good move.
Oh, he even gets a probe on top of the ramp. That's really cute. And he's forced so many building cancels as well. Like, that unit's lost adds up. Still has Adepts left over that can shade across, come in for a counterattack later on. Nice Void Ray is really not a particularly useful unit in this game. So... oh my god, that's a really quick third for Haas. Like, this is it. This is what I'm saying about Haas. It's the way he's playing this flexible style. You see a third, you're like, oh god, what the heck? And meanwhile, Nice is in panic mode, dude. He's building 2 Twilight Councils.
Yeah, Nice is freaking out a little bit here. Feeling confident in the interviews after his match against Expect, but Haas is putting him through the ringer. This is a very awkward game from him so far. Not the clean and crisp Nice we know about.
Yeah, no third base for you, man. Gets that probe, forces another wall off, and he's going to get 5 or 6 probes. This is awesome damage. Wow. And behind it, I mean, you're up 10 probes. You've got a third. He's just started his. I mean, you're ahead in every regard. A nice Observer Snipe there. A lovely Observer Snipe for Nice. But faster upgrades, faster Blink Tech. You can go across and swarm him with Blink Stalkers. I don't know if Nice can even defend his third base.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And there's not really a whole lot that Nice can do about the third base of Haas either. Like, it's not like there's a risk for Haas taking the faster third. Like, it's just a really good play. He's bringing the Prism along here. They'll join up with these units, threatening a push through the middle of the map. Gateway's finishing up for him.
Well, Haas is building some cannons as well. Batteries around. It's going to go into charge behind this. Stopping at 52 probes for now is Haas. Just, as I say that, of course, he adds 3 more. So he's going to just get the minerals on the third for now. I would not mind a big Zealot attack. I do think this is one of the maps which kind of not good to be aggressive on, to be honest. But despite that, with the position he's put himself in, I think it's still got a good chance of being effective, especially if he pairs it up with a Zealot Prism in the main. I think that's like one of the greatest ways to say, okay, you've got a good defensive position on the third with the batteries, but I got Zealots in your main at the same time as the Stalkers are kind of distracting on the front. And then when you pull into your main, that's when I can obviously mix things up. Now, Charge is a while away, so it's just going to be Stalkers on the third to distract. Stalker's going to dive in the natural and try to focus down probes. A cute little 2-prong for Haas.
Yep, just a little bit of an annoying Stalker assault there in the natural, but the main force here at the third base is the major threat. But if Nice doesn't split his units correctly, he's going to be taking damage on both fronts here.
Normally it takes 4 Stalkers to one-shot probes, but he's got +1, so he realizes it's only 3. Haas here just having the knowledge of these little details. That third base is going to go down, Maynard. Wow. Oh, the shield batteries try to heal it, but no, it was healing the Stalkers during that. And it does go down. The Immortal comes forward, but the force fields are keeping it locked back. Battery overcharge ain't going to be able to take part in that fight, and Haas is miles ahead in this game.
Yeah, he is dumping on Nice right now. And I like the addition of throwing in a bit more of a meat shield, throwing in some Zealots to the front line, letting them take the charge first. Well, I mean, they don't have charge, but they will in a second here. And then getting in front of those Blink Stalkers, and that kind of negates a little bit of the Immortals, which are an advantage for Nice in the composition.
Yeah, not to mention you can one-shot him.
Oh!
Look at that. It's the Blink, the one-shot, the 2-shot in the second Immortal. The Void Ray's gone. All your power units taken out of your composition just like that. And that's the flexibility of the Blink Stalker. It can be used defensively, or it can be used to just jump forward and isolate your DPS. Well done by Haas. Another fluid, flexible, just kind of adaptable harassment, moving around the map, expanding, being greedy behind it, and just overwhelming nice. This is such good execution of this style by Haas.
Yeah, he is. I hesitate to use the term dominating, but it really feels like Nice isn't winning any of these games at any point, which does make me want to say the word dominating, because Haas is just, everything he does just seems to work so far in this series.
Well, Haas is playing mobile games, dude. He's like mobile, movement-based, aggressive. He's taking little risks with his openings. Nice is trying to play like really simple StarCraft right now. He's like, yo, I'll make an expand and I'll defensive. I'll have my hallucinations. You know, it's really predictable StarCraft, and he's doing it pretty well. But you can't just do it pretty well. You need to be perfect with this sort of style,
right?
Because Haas, he's cutting corners, man. He didn't have any defense. If you went like a 3-gate rush or something like that this game, you think he's going to defend that with 4 adepts? No, he's probably, he's going to really struggle against it, right? But if he can scout your sentry early on, you let him see that information. Little mistakes like that just allow Haas to confidently roll you over, and fantastic usage of the Blink Stalkers. As you said, dude, I love the Zealots coming in, absorbing the Immortal shots, and Haas, he's just confident, he's dominant.
Yeah, so far so good for him, and he only has to have a game that looks anywhere near that good one more time to be the champion without dropping a map. And as far as maps are concerned, Haas hasn't dropped a series yet, and he hasn't dropped many maps in those series either. Like, he is super on fire this season.
It's actually wild, dude. He's all over it. And that style there looked great. I think here, part of me says Nice might need to pull out something a bit more aggressive and look to kind of throw a spanner in the works for Haas. And it's scary because you're on match point, right? But there needs to be caution thrown to the wind. For you to win 4 games in a row, you need to pull out your best builds. You need to get a little bit of luck. The winds need to go in your favor a little bit. You can't play overly safe from here.
Yeah, definitely not. If Nice has something dirty in the back pocket, I think it's absolutely time to get it out on the field. Go down to the catacombs, go through the old ancient tomes of Protoss shenaniganry, crack open the book, and pick one of the darkest pages in the history of Protoss strategies, and just make Haas bleed. At the moment, Haas hasn't even taken much damage at all from Nice.
Well, it's going to be Oxide for the next one. This is the map which we kind of saw. Nice wasn't as confident playing these ramped naturals, these high ground natural ramps. We'll see exactly what sort of mind games are coming out on both sides. I do imagine that Nice is going to be a bit afraid of just going for the straight Nexus. I think he's going to do the super early probe scout with the low ground gate. And if he sees the 12 pylon, anything like that, he's just going to drop a second gateway immediately, and he's really going to double down on his safety.
I concur with that analysis. On the top right here, 1 map from victory for a clean sweep in this grand finale. Can he do it one more time? This is Haas.
Well, in the bottom left is a man who's been down on match point against Haas and has made comebacks from here before. Can he do it once again? In the bottom left, representing GGG, it is Nice.
Hey, keep in mind, if you guys... Good game. Gaming's nice. I don't know why I did that, but that's a free soundbite for the team if they want it. So I was just going to say that if you cast your mind back, you and I cast it last time, and if you guys missed last season, you guys are viewing right now. First of all, hello. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Second of all, last season they were in the grand final, but that one went down to the wire. That went to the 7th game, and that was kind of a reverse sweep from memory. It was one of those ones where one player was sort of dominating, and then there was a bunch of maps in a row from the other guy, and then going down to the final deciding match. With Nice having the advantage in that series.
Indeed, and it always makes things exciting. Now, Haas has already preemptively built a second pylon in his main. He hasn't scouted, whereas Nice has. Nice blocking the opponent's base says, cool, I'm going to get my 1-gate expand on. Now, this was not a 12 pylon. This is not going to be the fastest rush of all time from Haas, but it looks like it still very well could become a rush. The pylon gets cancelled for Nice, and he's looking everywhere for the proxy Void Ray.
Yeah, that's the last time they played in the semis. That was the strategy from Haas. It's behind those destructible rocks on the front door of the natural of of Nice is basically where Haas dropped his pylon and shield battery, and the range of the shield battery actually heals units on the other side of the rock, so it worked out very well. It's super well calculated. You can see that he's done that strategy a bunch of times. And this game, there is a Stargate from Haas. He's hiding it in the main base.
Yeah, he hit his pylon there, and that never got spotted by Nice, so he's kind of like pretending to all in. And I think he will drop a Nexus. As soon as his Adept gets rid of the probe just left his base. Meanwhile, he threw down an Intimidation pylon at the front just to make sure the Wall-Off couldn't get up. That's going to allow his Zealot to get in with his probe. This is all looking more like a distraction than anything else, though. Haas is just going to expand behind this. And I'm actually surprised he's not probing right now even, because, like, you know he's just doing this as a trick. He's already forced 2 shield batteries. He gets 1 probe. Can he get number 2? No, the healing kicks
shield battery. Yeah, just in time with that shield battery. He gets 1 probe there for the Zealot. Loses his own probe there in the main base of Nice. Adept shows up.
Oh, that's cute. 3rd shield battery going down. Nice is in full panic mode. He's like, what's the all-in? What's the all-in? What's the all-in? Meanwhile, it's Phoenix Expand. Haas is already up 2 workers. Yes, his Nexus is miles behind. But if he can... Wow, he's got a Robo in the wall as well. Phoenix and then a Robo, I guess, to survive any potential Stalker counterattack with Immortals.
And even drop the shield battery to deny as much information as from Nice. And Nice, does he have any sentries to drop hallucinations here? Because he really has no information what's happening in the main from Haas.
No, just a couple Stalkers and a Zealot coming across, but there's not many units to defend. And because Haas had to cancel one of his Phoenix, is a bit behind on his Phoenix production. No extra Gateway units on the way either. I think with the shield battery finishing just in time and the Phoenix coming down, he'll be okay. But this at least will give Nice the information of what's going on. He's up 4 probes now. That earlier Nexus is totally fine for him. So this is actually looking like it's the first time the build order's going good. The shield battery was just too late.
Yeah, the Adept dying really does suck, but Nice is recalling here. Didn't get to save this other Stalker, which, you know, gets lifted 1 more time and it will go down.
2 lifts for a Stalker, though. I mean, that's expensive. You would have preferred taking out a few probes there. And Nice is like, cool, no worries. I'll start a Twilight. I'll go Blink from here. I've already got 2 Mineral Lines up. I am feeling good as Nice right now. Like, he's just looking real confident. And Haas, I mean, he's down 6 workers. He's building Immortals and Phoenix. Great units right here, right now. Nowhere near as flexible in the long term as the Blink Stalker. The Blink Stalker is the more useful tool in a wide variety of situations.
Well, he gets a couple probes there with those Phoenixes and gonna piece out with those flying units. Again, like using that energy, as Pig mentioned, was pretty expensive to have to go 2 lifts to get that Stalker. Getting the Stalker for energy is great, but that could have been maybe 4 or 5 dead probes with those 3 Phoenixes there, which would have been obviously fantastic.
Now, when Haas sees this attempt for the quick 3rd, he might drop a bunch of gateways and say, I can't let you get that. I need to attack it. It'd be kind of dicey, but because he has 2 Immortals out so fast, there's a chance. But he actually hasn't even gone to the right. He's not even thinking about that. But, I mean, look at how many workers there are here. Oh, that's a good one. Ah, battery overcharge saves the sentry. Oh, wow. Great clutch reaction by Nice.
Yeah, really good fast hand decision making there from Nice, saving those expensive, important units. Dropping the 3rd base here, feeling confident. Obviously locked down in this 2-base pattern, but with the 3rd base getting out there, his infrastructure starts to spread. And as he gets closer to having Blink, he's gonna be a lot safer against these Phoenixes. In fact, he can punish them pretty much once you have Blink.
Extra gateways and a 3rd base as well as Blink on the way. Nice is definitely looking to be in a good position. Faster upgrades as well. It looks like Haas finally should have seen that Nexus just then and kind of knows about the quick 3rd, but because he does not have as much production, I mean, the pylon at least tells him he's pretty sure there'll be a Nexus soon if there isn't one already. Doesn't realize just how quick it is. He's continuing to build Immortals, and he's going to do a double Immortal drop before Blink is done. That could trade pretty work. Well.
Yeah, with good Prism control, as long as he doesn't lose the Prism to the Stalkers, and with the Phoenix to cover as well, this kind of looks like it would work.
I mean, it can do some damage. There's still a battery and just, like, you know, warp-ins off 3-4 gateways. You can always pull probes as well. Phoenix are going to try and take down a Stalker. Does try to warp in with the Prism, chooses not to. Backs off for now. Just a few too many units there for Nice. Blink is going to be done, you know, very soon. So I think Wiser has to pull back then. He's building a ton of gateways. It does look like he's going to try and just do... Is this a 4 Immortal all-in? I think he might be up to 4 Immortals by now.
That's, I mean, that's a lot of Immortals, and that's a great amount against the Blink Stalkers that we're seeing. But that kind of is all the units that Haas has as far as ground fighting forces is concerned. Yeah. It's going towards Robo Bay as well to go towards, you know, Blink Disruptor as a follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, Haas knows he doesn't quite have the ability to just, you know, saturate a third and match Blink Stalker Zealot counts. So I think this is a good idea, seeing if you can get some disruptors up. The hallucination scouting for Nice is awesome, though. He sees exactly what's happening. He's going to know the third base is a little bit later. He's got his own Immortals, his own charge coming in. As we said before, upgrades are a little ahead here. Watch out for the Blink.
Yeah, Blink could punish. There it goes. Oh, just missed that Phoenix. So 4 free probes there for Haas. Very nice. And he is keeping that worker count quite close between the two players, but obviously with the later third Nexus, he doesn't have the production, so Nice is going to overtake again in workers very shortly. He's got a bit of a head start on charge as well, which I like a lot. Haas actually going for Colossus here, not Disruptors. I like it.
That's actually really wise. Just good for clearing the Zealots. Really good for pulling back behind batteries, cannons, SimCity, a long-range unit. And I feel like the push timing, if you get like 3-4 Colossi out, dude, it's so deadly. So if Nice stays too heavy on Immortal Charge Lot Archon, that army can absolutely destroy Colossus if you surround it, if you flank it. But if you fight it in a choke point, the Colossus just performs a lot better.
And there are a few choke points, some lovely areas on Oxide for where the Colossus would get the dream fights for Haas. But, you know, we're a little ways off from seeing that moment here. Extended Thermal Lance halfway done. Robo Bay coming up as an answer for Nice as well. Again, he's got the jump start on charge. He's got the jump start on the upgrades, which just got married up there for Haas. In fact, they start +2 attack at almost the exact same time. So it's going to be very similar tech paths for both players. The only real difference is that Nice has got a little bit more gateway production at the moment, and Haas has got these Phoenixes, which I guess are still they're still useful, but they're starting to lose use over time, I suppose.
If there's disruptors from both players at some point, obviously you having the Phoenix out can be a great disable. And I do wonder, does Nice try to build disruptors of his own? I mean, there's not many Phoenix left, right? He has killed 1 or 2. There's only 3 of them. They're kind of wounded. He might just be like, yeah, I'll just go disruptors. That's fine. He's been hallucinating Colossus in his army to kind of pretend he's building Colossus. We'll find out in a moment exactly which direction Nice is going. Haas pumping out Colossus, adding his own second Robo as well. The Phoenix do come in, picking off 3 more probes and getting out of dodge.
Very nice work with those Phoenixes from Haas. He killed 13 workers from Nice. In fact, taking the worker lead once more here. And now with a 3 Nexi up, he's actually going to have a better economy for the first time in a while.
Still very Stalker heavy for Haas. Disruptors are indeed the answer for Nice. A great unit for zoning things out. And 4th base is going to be taken in the top left corner for Haas, as these cannons do a good job of just limiting the hallucinated Phoenix vision. This is such a fascinating game because, so last season when we saw them clash, Haas could not take on Nice past about this point in the game. Where they're going, 4 base versus 4 base, adding the tech, Sky Toss, etc. Nice was like infinitely better than Haas. Like it was like watching 2 completely different skill level players. So has Haas changed that? Has he evolved from that point? Or is he still going to be outgunned at this point of the matchup?
Well, it is Disruptors 2 apiece coming in here. The advantage of Colossi being here for Haas. Then, the Invisible Man Clubhouse getting dropped. Nice. That's fantastic. I mean, throwing in Archons into the mix are going to be just a great addition in general. It does kind of take the, I guess, the charge advantage away from your opponent if you've got the Archons with your baller units when those Zealots come crashing in. But the Templar Archive is coming down for Haas as well, so he has access to them as well. They're the more gas-expensive version of the Archon, but he is swimming in gas right now, and somehow, while doing that, he also has the ability to get High Templar, 2 Colossus at a time. It's like a 400 gas per production cycle. Insane production here for Haas at the moment, and even floating a little bit of resources at the moment.
I don't know, did Haas ever make charge?
I don't think so.
He didn't, yeah, so he can't add the Zealot weapons, which sometimes do turn a fight around quite a bit when the numbers get small. So that's one advantage. If they both clear each other's armies, the kind of immediate remax for Nice is a little stronger. That being said, second Stargate and Phoenix production on the way for Haas. So he actually wants to use this ultra complicated army of, I've got a big, well, I guess it's mostly basic A-move units, right? Colossus, Archon, Stalker. But just a couple disruptors and his Phoenix are going to be used to try and disable the disruptors. Nice, though, is going for so many disruptors. He's going to say, you can't lift all of these. There's going to be too many for you to pick up. Some of them will land.
Yeah, I mean, if you have enough disruptors, they can just ignore the Phoenixes for the most part, as those Novas will definitely all fire, especially if you all shoot them at the same time. Haas making a lot more Phoenixes, though. He's making them 2x2 from two Stargates. That's... This is a very passive game, but it's like I'm picturing in my mind what the fight's going to look like when they connect, and it's making me smile.
Right now in the open ground, I think Haas wins. Obviously, it depends on the Phoenix disabling most of the disruptors, but I think they can do that. I think Haas's army is better. The problem is he's building Phoenix, which will be bad later on. They will not be as useful as... Imagine he could be building carriers right now and starting air upgrades and that sort of stuff. Let's see exactly what he can make happen, because Haas wants to fight right now when his army is a little bit favored. There's a heavier Stalker count in there for Nice, but a few more Robo units, especially that hefty. I think it's 5 Colossus now. Disruptors starting to go forward. The Colossi are going to pick away as well. Disruptors!
Novas! Oh my god! The first 2 Novas of Haas connect big time there. Huge damage on Nice's army.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's got to be careful of those disruptor shots, of course, of Nice, but what a great way to start things out. And the Observer there set up nicely. Disruptors only finding a single Stalker for now. A blink forward gets one of the Disruptors. A good punish from Haas. And he said, okay, you've exhausted all your disruptor shots. Now it's my turn. His disruptors are going to go in. They're going to control this space very well. Oh, the disruptors coming off cooldown there for Nice. It's a dance to avoid the purification novas. It's a long cooldown on that attack. God. 3 disruptors eat a shot from Nice. A big mistake from Haas.
Yeah, really good connection there from Nice. I mean, the advantages for Haas are still here in the composition, I feel. Apart from the fact that he doesn't have those disruptors, he's still got those Phoenixes. Oh, Haas's army's kind of split up a little bit here. That Nova going into the back line, hitting the Immortal and the Colossus. Here we go. The Phoenix is rolling on in to lift up the disruptors. Nova's coming in. A great Nova there from Haas into the pack, damaging 2 Colossi and a bunch of Gateway units.
Those Phoenix need to get back in there.
Units. Phoenix is getting in there.
Oh, there's just too many. Where's the Warp Prism for Haas right now? It's there. He's warping in Stalkers. Remember, they're not Zealots. I was mentioning it before. Zealots would be a much better unit to be warping into the fight. Nice, using the charge tech, bringing in and just microing this fight really well. Super well done there. Haas, the problem he made was he took too long when he had control of that area to split into the 4th base in the bottom right. And when he did, Nice went forward and fought him, and Haas A-moved, thinking his fights were going to join in the fight. A quarter of his army was attacking the Nexus in the bottom right and killing the cannons and batteries there. Just obviously not a primary target. And we saw that the Phoenix are very good in small fights. In a fight that big, dude, it's really hard to actually get them to do what you want along with everything else. So I do think Haas maybe should have just gone straight for Tempest or Carriers, something to pick away from afar. But as we said, can he match Nice at this stage of the game? Previously, the answer was heck no. Nice smashes him every single time. And it looks like that pattern has not changed.
Nice. Taking it to the late game and getting the win here. So he will not go down without a fight after all. Pleased to see it. Really, it's actually more common than you would think. You know, you see Nice and Haas, and you think, oh, these are going to be cheesy games and funny meme games. Haas and Nice actually can go to the late game relatively often in PvPs because they are so closely matched, and both are pretty decent in that particular area of PvP. But you see that Nice potentially just a little bit better at the late game army for PvP. I got to say though, these first 2 Novas, whew, that was a great start for Haas.
Yeah, big mistake from Nice. Didn't even blink the Stalkers back, and this was a great way to gain control of the territory. But then he throws 3 disruptors away with some sloppy control in just a moment.
Yeah, this one. Oh, ouch.
It was real sloppy. And remember, imagine half of his army could have already been down there killing that base, and he could have 3 extra disruptors zone controlling here and saying, you can't defend your 4th. This was a fantastic position to be in for Haas. But even here, he should have spread backwards from the disruptors. I think jumping into the shield battery is not a good idea. He throws a few disruptor shots. They get okay hits, but for the most part, they're evaded. And then the disruptors are empty. Well, guess what? My army's bigger than yours. And yeah, I'm just going to jump forward. And big Zealot reinforces the Colossus, well microed back there by Nice. Yeah. This was just such a great fight for Nice.
Yeah, kind of feels like if Haas maybe F2'd a little bit, you know, obviously F2, naughty, don't do that, but I think an F2 there from Haas actually would have been a little bit better, at least the start of that engagement. The Phoenixes would have gotten there to help out with the Colossus a little bit, and also there was a bunch of units over the 4th Nexus that were kind of not in the fight. They were just busy zapping things at the 4th Nexus and not actually fighting the army of Nice, and that was the moment where Haas needed all hands on deck to win that particular battle, even though he did start off great with those Disruptor Novas. So yeah, it felt like Haas had the better army to start the engagement, but it really started to turn around after Nice got that really good Nova connection on those 3 disruptors, and you know, that bully push getting Haas into a corner while maintaining a concave around it.
And I was actually so excited because I was like, I was asking the question, you know, can Haas compete with Nice at that point? The answer is usually no. He set himself up with a great idea, but it just the giant army management for Haas, nowhere near as good as the middle stage, the early game skirmishes where he looks like a god.
Well, we're going to take a short break here, and let's see if Nice can get some more points on the board, or if Haas just says, nice win, bro, still my series, though. After the break, we'll catch up, and we'll see you then. G'day, mates. Welcome back to the DreamHack Masters Fall Edition, the Taiwan main event here, as Maynard and Pig coming at you live from, I was going to say the ESL studios, but that's a lie. Actually, the production is coming from the ESL studios. We are being broadcasted from our bedrooms. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast so far. I'm having a good time. How about you, Pig?
Yeah, I mean, we got the turnaround we needed, so we've got the storyline now, which is the superior macro player who knows how to play late game and control carriers and disruptors better. He's starting the comeback train is nice. And yeah, he managed to get to the point where he's just a much better player than Haas in that last one. It wasn't easy, it wasn't that smooth, but I think a really good opening for him. And he did finally manage to take advantage of Haas late scouting with that quick expansion, and it looked really good.
Well, let's see what we got here for our next game coming up. Haas still, don't forget, is on match point. So if Haas wins one game, it is all over, and he is the champ. Nice needs to win 3 in a row to become the reverse, to undergo the reverse sweep and get himself the championship for the 3rd time in a row. That is a tough thing to do against someone this good. This guy in the bottom right. This is the man with the plan, the mad scientist himself. This is Haas. Pig, are you okay? Are you dying, bro?
Sorry, mate. I'm muting myself for the stream, but not for you. I'm just coughing into my mic like an animal. Apologies to you, Maynard. What can I say? It's hard to mute two things at once. In the top left, representing Good Game Gaming, it is Noise.
You know what you got to do, Pig? You got to get yourself a Go XLR. You know what I do with that? When I'm coughing, I push the mute button on the Go XLR, and then everything is muted.
You know, I have a mute button on my microphone in front of me that I easily could use, and it would mute in both, but I'm not smart enough to press that button.
Well, at least you're good at StarCraft, which is the thing that matters the most.
Yeah, I'm like, sometimes I'm frantically tabbing to mute when I'm about to cough, because, you know, when we're at live events, we're used to having a little button we can usually press.
Yeah,
so
we got a cough button.
Up,
yeah, I missed the cough button. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it is actually quite easy at home. I have like an invisible button on my mic. I sometimes accidentally press it and then realize people can't hear me. It's kind of annoying. Well, that's a sneaky probe for Hash. Just gonna hide a pylon, keep some disinformation going out there, and that once again is a very late scout for Haas, right? This is a pattern. He's doing this a lot. It's 2-gate versus 2-gate this time, and last time we saw this was, of course, the Adepts up against the Sentry Stalker.
Yeah, both players getting that early game probe scout, as you usually do here in PvP. And that proxy pylon, it is going to keep Nice guessing, and that's the whole idea. It's not really for proxying any structures. It is just to make the opponent think that there's a proxy, and then you know that they know that you know.
Now, the reason that probe hangs around this long before going in is technically it could have put a proxy somewhere within, like, say, 1/3 of the map of this base and then come in. So it just makes Nice, you know, even more like, okay, not only is there a pylon out there, you absolutely, with this probe, could have built a proxy and come in. So that's kind of the advantage of why Haas scouts so late. Of course, the disadvantage is games like the last one where Nice got a head start in the early game because he took a fast expansion. Haas wasn't able to punish it.
Now, Haas is grabbing the Twilight Council here, nice and quick. And the in the top left, Nice is actually going for the Stargate. Scouts that pylon, sees that now as he knows the jig is up. But, I mean, the pylon obviously could be used later to warp in something sinister if, say, Haas drops the Invisible Man Clubhouse, the Dark Shrine. Be used
He's so
for that.
good with like Blink and just early Blink builds and stuff that I don't even mind him starting Blink, making a Nexus, and then doing, like, you know, he has that build where Haas gets like 8 Stalkers across the map really fast and is just like picking off your units, blinking back, picking off units, blinking back. You know, we saw him do that in the opening game of this series. Of course, that was a 1-base all-in variation. This is the expand version.
So a bit of a macro build for both players here. The Blink going to give him a lot of mobility early game, very good against the Stargate build. I actually like the, I guess, the technology for Haas a little bit more than Nice, but the Stargate has seemingly infinite value, depending on what you can get done with those, with the Oracles and potentially Void Rays.
Yeah, these Stalkers will come down and show themselves. These Stalkers now being aware it is 4-Stalker versus 4-Stalker. Few more coming in right and now, and there is, of course, a forward pylon for Haas. Will the Oracle spot it? Looks like no, it's going far south, so Oracle doesn't see the proxy pylon of Haas, and he's going to use that to counterattack the moment he snaps this Oracle. So he's going to keep his Stalkers hidden in deep in his base. He wants the Oracle to come in so he can blink on it, but actually Blink's not ready yet, so as long as Nice is quick, yeah, turns around, and he's also aware now. Ooh, that's a real fast Twilight Council spinning.
Oh yeah, that thing is being Crow-Node. And I think Nice might be saying O-Node when those Stalkers come and knock, and it's going to be a Blink attack from Haas on the front door within seconds here. Robo is about to finish, so Nice will have access to Immortals. Is he reading this? Is he like, oh, straight to Immortal here, or does he go Observer first?
Yeah, I think he absolutely realizes how dangerous Haas is with this sort of build. Haas builds a Robo on the front as well.
Wow.
Wild, man. He's just going for broke. Haas is like, I just need one win, man. Come on, I just need one. Meanwhile, Nice, I mean, he's gone double Oracle, which is really, really risky. That's why he's doubled down on the shield batteries, and we'll see an Immortal on the way for him when he gets the money, which he's a little bit short on right now. Stasis Trap could be big here.
Yeah, the Stasis Ward, if Haas goes for the crazy Blink. Oh, good micro. Actually blinked that perfectly in time there to bait out the trap and then not get caught by it. There is a Stalker advantage here for Haas, as you would imagine. Immortal on the way now for Nice. He's got to probably dump some Chronos into that.
He's going to try and focus fire. Nice micro by Haas. Ooh, that's going to be pain on the backside, though. This is similar to the last time Haas played this sort of opening. It was on 2000 Atmospheres in their previous series, where it was 2 Adepts that time around that really undid him. But once again, he finds himself rather all in, running into a Mortal Shield Battery, and that is not a good situation for this build. This is a good build for picking away slowly over time, but it's going to be really hard to force his way in and do any more damage. He's not reprobing his natural. He's saying, okay, well, screw that. I'll just defend the main where the Shield Battery is, but 1 Stalker is no match. Even with 2 Stalkers, sorry. Those 2 Oracles are going to find a fair little bit. 3, and they get out, which means you still need to leave those Stalkers at home. Sentry's warping in right now in a Prism, so Haas is all-inning by blinking into the main. He's going to pick up those Sentries, fly into the main, force field the ramp, blink up there, and he needs to win with his fight because he is at like half the work account.
Yeah, it may just work. As Nice is actually a little bit out of position here. Oh, he gets on top of it. 1 unit gets into the ramp, goes for the recall in the main base. Haas might have to rotate out. Yeah, he's got to get out of here. He's got to get out of here.
Okay, Sentries into the Prism. Oh, this is not a good fight for Haas. Yeah, that is not going to cut it for Haas. Shield Battery overcharge in the natural as well. Good hot pickup there. He's trying to warp in more Sentries. Maybe, maybe.
I mean, you just got to keep the Immortals out of the fight here. Overcharged Shield Battery is just expired now. Haas is finding damage, but again, this is quite all in. Haas has nothing at home. These double Oracles are just killing every probe in his mineral lines.
Yeah, and he's killed a lot of probes, but he's still down 6 at the end of that, and the power units, the Immortals, are still there. They're still alive. So this is just well handled by Nice. I mean, the risk of getting the 2nd Oracle out ended up being the unit that, you know, really smashed Haas with the counter damage. So really well done by Nice. Once again, very impressive surviving this early stage. Haas does decide to probe up from here, so he's going to try and play a longer game. I mean, you could do something wild like, you know, GTs or Disruptors or something from here. And has to keep quite a few Stalkers at home until these Oracles die. Oh, you might be able to blink that down. Oh, that's a mistake from Nice. Oh, losing both of those is real rough.
Oh, wow. Okay, good catch from Haas. The game is still alive here for both players. It looked like Nice had it in the bag after that defense, but...
Yeah, it really did. And keeping those Oracles alive would have been such a huge resource for the next few minutes in this game. He's still got 3 Immortals out with a 4th on the way. So Haas kind of like needs to get charge up in the future, but he's so broke right now that he's like not even thinking about it. He's just like, I don't know, try to do something in the middle of the map. But look at that, just 2 Adepts going across. When your opponent's such an aggressive player, you can just sneak out these small little tactical backstabs. They do so much. Haas is stopped on 29 probes. He's trying to build a Robo Bay. He feels like he can't afford to lose his Robo and 3rd gate in the middle of the map. So he's kind of like, I need to be able to still fight. That's not going to work. He's just not. He's too far behind in the numbers. In my opinion, Nice is up 10 army supply, and it's way better quality army supply with 3 Immortals in there.
And these double Adepts showing up in the natural finally here. And Haas with not a whole lot at home whatsoever. He's got to go for the warp in front of the Adepts, but not before losing a handful of probes.
Oh my lord, 4 or 5 probes might go down here. Yeah, that's good damage. Haas was already trailing a little in the economy, and now is down 8 workers. And Disruptors are going to be his one big Hail Mary unit that he's going to start pumping out of that Robo forward on the map.
There's his Robo, though. It feels so weird to get your Disruptors out here. I mean, you're right. The Disruptor is one of the greatest comeback units in StarCraft 2, along with things like, you know, cloaked units, Widow Mines, that sort of thing. Can the Disruptor get what Haas needs here, which is an incredibly good fight?
Oh my god, and Nice has Blink now as well, so he can kind of just like blink and click on it, and that kills them really quickly. So, oh, the Observer Snipe wins out for Haas, so that's actually really well done, and that Disruptor's going to go for a flank.
Yeah, if he gets the Sentries and the Immortals, I mean, you can't one-shot the Immortals with a Disruptor, but you can one-shot the Sentries. Oh no, he's too far away from the Disruptor now. Yeah,
I mean, this is a good area, of course, to try and slow the advance of this push. So I like that choice by Haas. He's got the Observer that can track the army. And the Disruptor's going to make its way back around the north side of this map. He's trying to make a second Disruptor here as well. Oh, he's going to lose his production.
Oh, second Disruptor just makes it out in time. But yeah, the Robo's going to go down. The Gateway's going to go down. Disruptor's been spotted. And oh, I thought Nice was going to go for the big aggressive blink there to pick that off. But Haas is threatening. He's got 2 Disruptors in his army, which is not bad. If the 2 Disruptors hit the Immortals, that will kill them, right?
Yeah. Especially, it kind of depends on the barrier timing as well. I think 2 Immortal Shot. I think if the barrier gets time to activate, then it can survive 2 in the red. but if it kind of hits one after the other when the barrier's gone, or two at the exact same time, then the Immortals will go down.
Haas has got that high ground. As we learned from the Star Wars prequels, that's pretty impressive. And as Nice gets to similar high ground, he's got the bigger army. He's got a great army composition. I love these 4 Immortals, the extra sentries as well. Haas has got these disruptors, and that's basically it as far as advantage is concerned. He's got an Invisible Man house on the way.
Yeah.
Get some invisible people out to fight, to help out. But
Observer.
might be a little bit too little too late.
Oh, the disruptors are being so patient here. He throws them, but the focus fire. Oh, he bruises Immortals, but the Stalkers avoid it. And there's so much firepower left in that army for Nice. Battery overcharge is good. Is it good enough, though? I don't really think so. The DTs have a lot of work to do, Maynard. They've got to get in there and do big damage if Haas wants to stay in this.
They certainly do. Big blink from Haas going for the Immortals, but it is a Hail Mary. He has got a third of the Stalker numbers of Nice, it seems, on this front line. So, you know, gets the Immortals, but does not get the job done. And Nice winning 2 in a row here.
I love that. Nice facial expression is exactly the same. It's unimpressed Nice when he wins, when he loses. He just has that same, like... I think he waits until the end before he gets the emotional release. But that was an expert play from him, dude. Really well done. Just navigated through that situation. The Oracle backstabs, a little bit too much for Haas.
Yeah, clinical. There's a lot of situations where you're under attack in a PvP, but because you've gone for the Stargate build and your opponent is so interested in breaking that natural, and that's all they're really interested in, 2 Oracles show up and can just erase economies, just like this. They will one-shot probes, and a shield battery does not save them.
Indeed, indeed. This was a little bit of a mess up from Nice, which gave Haas a bit of hope in this series, but I think he needed to probe up a little bit more and get into the next step. Of course, against this sort of army, I mean, I was saying charge versus the Immortals, but look at that army. There's like force fields, mass stalker. Charge isn't going to do anything against that unless you outnumber them, right? So this was just a great moment for Nice to counterattack, and it did very, very well. Haas, of course, had lost his robo on the map, so he only had those 2 disruptors, and Nice baited out those shots and avoided them, negated them from the combat very well.
Indeed. I actually just want to get immediately into the next game. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
I always do.
Yeah. I'm just so keen to see what the next build is for both players. Haas has been on match point for the last 2 games, or 3 if you include the one we're about to get into. Nice. Another win, and we're going to the deciding map. Like, it's... The comeback is real, but the Haas win is still also very likely. So, you know, kind of a little give and take there.
Haas does look like he's getting a little bit antsy with wanting to finish things off, right? A little over eager. The previous game, it was that kind of, let it go to late game. They did a bit of a funky kind of like controlling push outside the bases. This one, of course, was the 1-base blink build, which has not really, I mean, I say 1-base, but it's like blink before expand, I guess is the best description of it. It's been something where it seems like Nice. He's beaten that twice now. 2 different series, very convincingly both times. I'd like to see more Adept openings. I think Adept expands are just naturally difficult for Nice to deal with. They kind of pin him back, limit his information, similar to what he did on Romanticide. I think that's just a difficult style of play for Nice to deal with. Whether it's Adept Oracle, Adepts into more Adepts, Adepts into a Prism in the main, there's so many variations and follow-ups that Nice will have to worry about.
Yeah. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. More games. What is this, Talkcraft? When game?
All right.
Yeah.
When game.
When game.
Yeah, dude, it's actually been really cool to see that Nice isn't just crumbling under the pressure. He's staying cool, confident.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, looking unimpressed as always. That's just kind of what he does. It's only when he wins the tournament that he might actually show a little bit more of emotional release.
I don't think so. Like, I've seen Nice win a few of these tournaments. Usually we're casting it together, and one time I saw him sort of half smile while taking a sip from a giant drink when he became Taiwanese champion. This is the most emotion I've seen. It really looks like he's just won a ladder game.
He's not the most emotive. Whether that's because he's trained himself to be in such fierce control that it kind of kicks in and dawns on him a bit later, and that's when he actually smiles and laughs and relaxes a bit. Who knows? But this man is still on match point. He just needs one more game to take the whole thing out. Up here in the top right-hand side of Jagannatha, it's Haas. Cannon rush.
Do it. Do
You
it.
want to?
And the bottom left from Good Game Gaming. Reverse sweep question mark? This guy thinks so. This is nice.
So likely to be 2-gate versus 2-gate here on Jagannatha. The earlier scout once again coming out for Nice to gather some information. I don't think you mind it as Haas in this scenario. You're not really expecting a 1-gate expand. Now, is he going to send the probe out to fake the pylon? Yes, he is after that second gate. Let's see if he goes straight across the map or if he changes directions. Yeah, he's going to go to the right side for the fake pylon.
Yep. This has been pretty common for Haas here on Jagannatha. It's actually usually behind the minerals on the far right side there, but it's going a little bit further than that.
Yeah, he likes to mix it up. I like his the way he does that. He always keeps it a little bit mixed up. You never know exactly where it's going to be. You can't be predictable with your proxy locations, or players study a few games and they learn where to check. So instead he says, hey, you're going to have to invest quite a lot of time and attention if you want to scout the entire map.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so Haas selling Nice's story here in the early game. And you know what? This proxy from Haas might be a real one. Is the probe still there?
No, it just came
no,
into Nice base. Yeah.
Yep.
So just scouted there. Could actually go for a proxy on it later, and you can absolutely use that to warp in some adepts and so on. But hey, back to the adept opening. It went so well the previous 2 times versus Nice. Why not bring it out again? I love it. I really love to see this from Haas. And probe, it's going to hang around for Nice. Does he block the expand? That's what he went for last time in this scenario.
Yep.
No, he's just going to block the wall off. Okay.
And gets a look at this, sees what comes out of the gateways here with that pylon. A little bit of a benefit of that. And the adepts are spotted by Nice. He's got his 2 stalkers to start things off with. 2 more stalkers from Nice as well.
Twilight Council behind this. So yeah, it looks like proxy DT this time around. So just 2 adepts. They're going to try and dodge the stalkers on the map. 1 stalker on the way behind this for Haas. Only 1 stalker. And a pylon on the low ground. I mean, he's trying to be very tricksy, but you know what? Nice has realized that stalker pressures do very well versus Haas. 1 stalker does not beat 2 Maynard. Unless these adepts manage to make it past the wall of Nice, it's going to be a very frustrating stalker pressure to deal with.
Indeed. And there's the wall off for Nice, but it's not quite good enough.
Oh, we misplaced it!
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
what a
that's
blunder.
a huge mistake. And this one is well placed by Haas, who's going to lose 1 pylon, but the other one that's in the wall off will replace it. So he will be okay at home. He gets 4 probes and does get 1 adept out. So that does salvage a little bit of the situation. That the problem for him, oh, he puts a Twilight Council down in front of the stalkers just to pretend. He's like, okay, this is so obvious that I'm cheesing you right now. So I'm going to try and throw out this piece of misinformation, and I hope that you buy the bait.
Yeah, so you can see the Twilight Council and the Dark Shrine in the corner of the map here. So the proxy is for really reals. And Nice is starting the Robo. With the Robo coming down, it feels like he's so safe to pretty much anything on the ground. Obviously, if this was a proxy Stargate, he might be in a spot of bother, but this is a, at least it looks like Nice has got the tools to hold this cheese from Haas.
Absolutely. I mean, Haas delayed Nexus is a big problem. He's up 3 probes, though, because the adepts got in. So as long as Haas keeps building probes here, he can be totally fine and be okay. The problem right now is that, yeah, okay, he does start probes. I was going to say the problem is he's not probing consistently. As long as an observer builds first, which, I mean, I'm very confident in Nice understanding of what's going on right now. It's always something where you warp in the DTs, you see if you can do something, but indeed an observer does start. The units are there, ready on the ramp, and he even force fields those DTs away from being able to kill the sentries.
It's like the DTs just showed up and stopped walking and gone, what?
Okay,
wait.
They need to leave.
Yeah, they're going to die.
Oh,
no!
He didn't get to morph Archon. He was going to morph Archon and recall. He could still try to recall. Yeah, he's going to get it. Nice. Good recall. At least he only loses 1 DT effectively there. So it's not the end of the world for Haas, who's still got a 2 probe advantage. His Nexus is finishing up. So they're going to end up on much the same economy. But Robotech, of course, very useful in the immediate term. While Haas, he's got a faster blink, but, you know, otherwise a little bit compromised in terms of Stalkers will not be beating Immortals in a head-to-head.
Yeah. He will have the Archon, I guess, if he really wants with the DTs in a fight, but would rather, of course, the Cloak Boy getting the job done. In fact, Blink might not be possible here for Haas, depending on if Nice wants to dedicate an army to the far right side of the map, which he probably does not, though.
I don't know, man. That's tasty. It's tempting, especially because one Stalker alone can even depower this pylon before Blink finishes there. That Blink is going to take forever. So I think, yeah, he's going to send Hallucination out, but that is an absolute bummer. So I think Haas is going to bring out his units and bring a probe to that right side as well. He's got a probe just down here, not too far away. Big army coming forward. Now you see the Archon, and that does make you worry about like charge Archon coming in behind this. There's some really cheeky little all-ins you can do if you've got that fast Archon tech, because you can just walk over force fields.
Yeah, the pylon takes some damage, but it does survive. Haas is going to keep that proxy location and technology alive for now. Blink will complete in the end. It's one Zealot kind of zigged when it should have zagged there. Kind of looked like it was set to try and get rid of the pylon with that Stalker, but didn't get the updated command from HQ, from corporate.
Nice is a bit worried right now. He's building more shield batteries, even though his army is way better. And Haas takes the third base. And you know what? I don't think the Hallucination saw that. I think it came in just before the base went down, which is actually a little bit of a bummer for Nice. Now, he sees a Forge, so I think he should cancel his shield batteries on his natural and go take his own third base. Right now, that Archon is scaring him. Just seeing the Archon, he knows that goes with a lot of very fancy all-ins, and so he's freaking out a little bit.
Haas going to poke with this army. Obviously, losing this army would be catastrophic, so he's hoping not to overcommit, just trying to force a response from Nice. And he's going to be happy to see a lack of third Nexus. He's going to be like, oh yeah, this is, you know, in about a minute, I'm going to have the lead here.
Yeah. He's beating, he just, you know, successful intimidation, man. He beats his chest, he stomps his feet, and Nice responds. Nice is a little afraid of it. The Stalkers come in to get the Stalker for free, just using that micro. That's fantastic. The Forge goes down, but Nice still does not have a third base. And dude, how are you going to defend when Haas makes charge and starts making Zealots? He's already got Archons to break force fields.
You know what you do,
is there a Warp Prism? No, he's going to try and go Disruptors, but this is a very compromised position for Nice. He doesn't have any flexibility.
You stop charge by going to the right side of the map and getting rid of the Twilight Council.
That is true, but Haas can always rebuild that, man. Really should.
Yeah, charge is so incredibly good.
To be fair, though, with that economy advantage, does it even matter, Maynard? This might already just be game, because we saw what Haas does when he gets like 20 plus Stalkers. He just blinks in and one-shots the Immortals.
All right, well, the Immortals are fantastic for Nice for now, but as Pig mentioned, when you get enough firepower, they start to get taken off the board. They can get one shot, especially out of position. Now, the charge starts for Nice. That is going to be an advantage for Nice when it's done. Disruptors also, let's not ignore the fact that Disruptors can make or break a battle in PvP, as we've seen many times before and will see many times again.
Nice has gotten too paranoid, though, for sure here, right? So it's on that Disruptor. You said it's changed it before. It has. Well, it's going to need to, dude. He's down 14 workers. So I think Nice here, he's going to need to have those really well placed, kind of like back behind the first layer of defenses. So if Haas overcommits into it, bam, you know, the Nova kind of comes out from the middle of the army. You don't even notice it till it's about to go off. And those are going to be the sort of big shots he's looking for, like batteries and cannons on his bases. All those really powerful defensive structures. Problem, of course, is Haas can just take a fourth here and go to the next step, or he can just kill him. I don't know how you hold this army. It's so many Stalkers.
Yeah, insane DPS in this army, and +1's done earlier for Haas as well. Nice still on catch up with that upgrade. Haas is respecting this position of Nice. Oh, man.
The
That's
Disruptors.
so many.
That's what it's all about, man. It's all about these Disruptors. I don't think Haas has seen them yet. Okay, he might have just barely caught a glimpse now at this point. Does cancel the third, so he's already done some great damage. He's rebuilding his Twilight, wanting to add charge into his army. Nexus rebuilds in the face. I almost wanted him to blink on that and just one-shot it.
I mean, you blink on that, that's when the Disruptors fire, and then you're like, whoopsie daisies.
Yeah. It was the Disruptor bait. That's what Nice is looking for right now. He's going fishing for a big old Purification Nova. Second Robo on the way. That third Nexus rebuilding. Nice is still down in the workers. And he's rebuilding his third as a fourth goes down for Haas. Now, Haas is going to go for that 2-star Phoenix response, which we saw didn't really look very good on Oxide, but that was at maxed out Mass Colossus Archon armies. This is still early mid-game, right? 140 supply, 115. I mean, these are not the highest tier armies right in the mid-game, but not big old late game just yet. And DT Shrine coming down for Nice as well. He's slowly adding those pieces of tech on. Haas gets his own Invisible Man Clubhouse as well. And you know what? I feel like Nice is playing this comeback perfectly. He really is. The fact that he's rebuilding his third, the fact that he's not moving out, he's turtling up, he's doing this really well. And I think it's onus is on Haas to not give him time. If you don't attack in the next minute and a half, I think you've just missed it, a huge window. Charge finishing, you've got to go with that.
Double robo as well for Nice. His arm's just going to get stronger and stronger over time as well, even though he is down that base. Haas picking an angle here. Oop. Okay, blinks back, avoids that disruption nova. We do have a prism on the far left of the map as well, with Haas threatening the main base of Nice. Trying to get that
10
distraction on
Zealots
him.
warping in there could be huge, man. Colossus are on the way. They're not ready yet.
Oh.
Just 4 Zealots to start out. They don't have charge just yet, but it's going to kick in a moment. That +2 upgrade is severely compromised as well.
Oh my
He's going to
God.
click right on it. That Forge is going to go down.
Yeah, getting that forge, I mean, obviously this costs Haas like 1,000+ resources, but getting +2 attack denied here means he can start taking the advantage as far as the, you know, the longevity of his army is concerned. And he's... Oh my God, this move from Haas is psychopathic. He eats a giant disruption nova. He takes most of them out, but just goes for it, goes for the throat. Isn't enough from Haas. He's got a lot of stalkers here.
His Phoenix were too far behind. He thought they were all here, but only one was here. A huge blunder by Haas, who blinks in. And that was an absolutely just over-eager maneuver. Haas getting so eager to finish these games. He played such good StarCraft, but it seems that his nerves are getting to him. He's getting a little bit too excited in this scenario, Maynard. He's got some Phoenix here. He's going to pick up some Stalkers. He's still got a giant economy advantage, but he can't fight right now. Back off, wait for another round or two of Warpins is absolutely the go-to. Zealots, Stalkers, still going to be decent units when you're 77 probes versus 56 of Nice.
Can't believe that decision from Haas to go for that giant dive there. It was like just psychopathic is the only way I could describe it. Yeah, you're right. He has the bigger economy, much more mining, and he needs a minute to stabilize. Will Nice give him that minute? It looks like that is going to be the case. So while that blunder for Haas was devastating, it isn't going to cost him the game. Not just yet.
He's going to be making Archons, 4 DTs warp in. He's making more Phoenix to deal with potential disruptors. There won't be more disruptors. It's just Colossus. Nice realizing the Phoenix tech is there. So these Phoenix are basically pretty damn inefficient for their cost. They are not a great unit. I mean, disabling a few Stalkers, it's something. It's not worth their gas cost. You'd much rather have more Archons, Immortals, and whatnot in there. And you know what? That's what's lacking for Haas right now. How is he going to get through the Zealot front line of his opponent? How's he going to do that? Where's the Disruptors? Where's the Colossus? Haas has a massive lead in this game, and he's not doing a lot with it. This is really an issue for Haas. He's on just Zealot Stalker running into Colossus. This frontal fight is going to go terribly for him. The DT drop may win him the game potentially or do damage, but honestly, where are the Disruptors? Where is the Archon transition? What are you doing with just Stalkers and Zealots up against Colossus Archon? This is a terrible compositional matchup for Haas.
Yeah, it's basically a tier 2 army getting out-muscled by tier 3 power here from Nice, who's had lesser of economy, but just keeps getting a stronger and stronger army as time goes forward. Even with the Forge being taken out, Nice is about to equalize on upgrades here.
If Haas is maxed out, he can kind of fight this, right? Just through sheer numbers. But right now, he's down in army supply. He's going to go for the cannon battery in the main. Well, guess what? That ain't going to work. He's going to throw away another prism. He's trying to warp in Zealots, but the recall is good, is it, though? Whoa.
Oh, Nice distracted on the front line here. Haas streaming in with his units. Does he have enough firepower to do this, though? Nice retreating. Haas started
He's getting the
Phoenixes.
Colossus.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Colossus
the
are
Phoenixes.
gone. That was the big
Phoenixes.
thing which made the composition so bad for Haas, but managing to take those down with both Blink Focus Fire and the Phoenix actually worked out. Now the DTs and the Zealots are starting to take damage in the main, but remember that Haas has almost unlimited money behind this, and you know what? We were doubting him, but he has found that killer moment. He clears the mineral line in the third and the main base.
Oh my God, Haas, spend your money. He's got so much money in the back. Haas is just collapsing into the third base while Nice distracted in the natural and in the main with the invisible men and the charge lots rolling in. And while the Nice army looks like it might clean up some of these units, Haas, the next wave is, I think, the problem for Nice, right? Like, he stabilizes here, but Haas has got $1,000 million bajillion worth of money to throw at Nice, and Nice is going to be steaming to recover here. He just doesn't have enough gas in the tank. 39 probes versus 77 pig. It's just not possible.
Oh, Haas looks so excited as well. He's kind of like rocking his chair a little bit, and you can see his mouth kind of opening and closing. You can see he's starting to make a bunch of mistakes. So I do think his nerves are getting the better of him.
Just
While
gotta
Nice,
relax.
he's not really making big mistakes right now. He's just in an impossible position. He's on 40 pros versus 80. He's still only mining out of 3 bases. He's trying to make the Colossus comeback happen, but you can see the disappointment on Nice's face because he's realizing it looks like it might be the first season in a long, long, long time that he won't be representing Taiwan. He is going to have to win a crazy comeback to get that spot.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 bases against 5 shortly here as that 5th Nexus finishes for Haas. It feels like Templar Archives here would be amazing, you know, just being able to print a bunch of Archons right now. But
yeah,
Haas is going to try and make it happen here with his Gateway army. The Phoenix is once again going top of the Colossi, forcing back the Prism. The Overcharged Shield Battery definitely helping out a lot, but now the Phoenixes decide instead of shooting the Colossi, let's lift up a bunch of those Stalkers.
Oh, he dodges a bunch of rounds. Oh my god.
Wow.
Nice just took the sickest fight. Haas
Yeah,
is
great.
literally playing Let's Take the worst fight of all time on repeat. He keeps hitting that X button. He's like, yeah, smash X, smash X, smash X. This is not a quick time sequence, Haas. You're still in a massive lead, but don't take fights like that, please.
Yeah, he needs to take a chill pill, man. Just relax. I wouldn't even get around the probes here. Just like chill, man. Just take it easy. Get out some Archons. Maybe some, drop that tier 3 Robotech already. Like, where's your tier 3?
Hats off to Nice for the dodges, by the way. Every Stalker shot a Colossus. He dodged like the whole volley. Then he shot the other Colossus, dodged another volley with the Colossus pickup. It's cool moves by Nice under pressure that are keeping him alive here. Like literally dodging entire volleys of your opponent's army's attack is just out of this world. DT is going to go in to take out the cannon in the natural though. Oh man, every probe that falls is irreplaceable. Going to try and get down there, but I'm so worried about the army at the front, and DT's going to hit the main as well. This is a disaster for Nice.
Yeah,
He's just outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned.
Nice has not been winning fights as far as army versus army is concerned, but he's absolutely been winning harassment. He's death by 1,000 cuts here for Nice, and that's the reason why Nice is losing. It's not because he's taking bad fights. Nice is taking great fights, but he just keeps finding Nice with his pants down. He just keeps finding angles where he can hit the economy and hurt Nice without actually the armies clashing.
Okay, this is actually insane. Like the Zealots, like basically they killed like 2 probes and an overcharge. The DTs killed about 7 probes and they all died. The army killed 1 or 2 probes on the front. It's insane how well Nice is defending. It's also a little crazy to me that Haas hasn't actually finished him off yet with one big decisive maneuver. There's Disruptors in the mix now as well. Big comeback units. The Phoenix are still here for Haas though. Nice is going to want to focus those Phoenix down before he launches the Disruptors if possible.
It's a big ask.
Can he get it? He's got to focus those Phoenix.
Yeah, it looks like the Phoenix is on the same hotkey, so he might be able to get them. Big blink forward there. Goes for the tier 3 robot. There's the lift up the Disruptors. And this looks like the fight that Haas wants.
And there we go. The Zealots come in on all sides. The Archon breaking the force fields. The Stalkers smashing on through. And that is it. Battery overcharge will not be enough to make up for those numbers differences. Haas here, at the end of the day, the 3-1 upgrades, a slight upgrade advantage, a massive macro advantage on 89 probes.
Yep.
And he says, you can hang on and defend as efficiently as you want, but if you cede map control to me, I will punish you for it. I will take every single base. I'm already expanding to your side during this.
Oh, Haas says, welcome back. Sifu has returned. The king has returned. Sit down, Nice. Not this time,